I never advocate looking through your partner's or a friend's phone. It really should be the last resort. Looking through someone's phone is a serious breach of privacy, and it's going to destroy any trust you had with that person. But if you feel like it's absolutely necessary, you should at least know what to look for when snooping through a phone. Here's what to look for. First and foremost, let's talk about recent messages. Most phones list messages in order of recency, so the last messages they sent should be to the people listed at the top of their messages. You can also tell when a message was sent on most phones by the timestamp next to it. If you're super suspicious of any names you don't recognize, you may want to flick into the message log and take a look at what's been said. However, it's important to be careful about how you interpret some messages. It's easy to get the wrong end of the stick or read something out of context. So, be mindful of jumping to conclusions based on isolated messages. Moving on, let's dive into the call history. This will show you every phone call your partner has made and received. You can tell how long each call lasted and when it happened. If there are any calls to numbers you don't recognize, you may want to give them a call yourself and see who answers, or make a note of the number and see if you can find out who it is. Pay attention to the timestamps of phone calls as well. If your partner's always making calls when you're not together, it may be that they're talking to someone they don't want you to know about. It's important to approach this with caution and consider alternative explanations before jumping to conclusions. Most phones have a list of recent apps. On iPhones, you just need to double-click the home button to see the apps stacked in order. If you're snooping through your partner's phone, this is a good place to look for any red flags. Check if they have any dating apps installed, or if they're using social media sites that they've told you they don't use. You might also find clues if they've been using any apps that may be a cause for concern. For example, if you see that your partner has been using a secret texting app, this could be a sign that they're trying to hide something from you. However, it's crucial to approach this with sensitivity and consider open communication as a first step before assuming the worst. Let's not forget about photos and videos. It's a good idea to take a look through the photos and videos stored on the phone. Again, this is something you should only do if you're absolutely sure that your partner is cheating or hiding something, as it's a pretty big invasion of their privacy. Most people store their photos and videos in the Photos app, but they could also be stored in other places. It's essential to approach this step with caution and respect for personal boundaries. Lastly, consider chat apps you didn't know they had. Some people install separate chat apps to talk to others without anyone else easily spotting them. To find out if your partner is using such apps, take a look at the list of apps installed on their phone and see if there are any that you don't recognize. Some common messaging apps people use are WhatsApp, Meetup, Yubo, Scout, and Kik, just to name a few. However, it's important to note that using certain chat apps doesn't necessarily indicate wrongdoing. Open and honest communication with your partner is key to resolving any concerns you may have. Now let's address the bigger picture here. Snooping through someone's phone without their permission is toxic and damages trust in a relationship. It's best to have an open and honest conversation with your partner if you suspect cheating. Accusing them without evidence will only make things worse, and snooping isn't worth it. Trust is crucial in a healthy relationship, and if you're finding it hard to trust your partner, it might be time to reassess the relationship. So before you snoop through someone's phone, think about how you would feel if your privacy was invaded in the same way. Trust is a two-way street, my friend. If you're struggling to trust your partner, there are steps you can take to rebuild that trust. Start by talking to them about your concerns and why you're having trouble trusting them. Be open and honest about your feelings. It's also important to give them space and avoid being overly clingy. Constantly asking about their activities or the people they talk to will only make them feel mistrusted. Lastly, take care of yourself. Engage in activities that bring you happiness and spend time with your loved ones. Sometimes, reevaluating the relationship might be necessary if trust becomes consistently challenging.